Why is it that some plants are difficult to propagate? Is it because you're doing it at the wrong time of year? Are you trying to take the wrong type of material? So I've got 6 plants here which I'm just going to explain about the propagation for you on these. So let's start off with this one here. This is Mathiasella. Mathiasella bupleuroides green gems is a very beautiful plant, very architectural, and it is slightly monocarpic. So that means that the stem that flowered last year, which is probably 2 years old, so it was probably a stem like this 2 years ago, then it grew up and it branched and it put on all of these wonderful flowering stems that are here, and then that particular stem has basically died. The top bit of it has died, although there is still a little bit of green life in the top in here, so don't be too quick to cut it right the way down, although there are some lovely buds lower down here. That will depend on what shape you want the plant to be as to where you would cut it. I personally would get rid of this bit of this limb and I would go to one of these latent buds which are growing here, and then they will grow up and you'll have a much chunkier plant. Now, I have got customers who have said that they get it seeding around. Here on the nursery we have never yet managed to get any sort of viable seed out of these flower heads. So if you're lucky enough to get some seed, then by all means try and set it. But basically that is not the way, or not the easiest way, of propagating this plant. Because a lot of people don't understand its growth habit and what it's doing, they sort of think perhaps they can take cuttings off here, but these growths are not good for cuttings. What you could do is, in the early spring, you see these lovely new shoots which are coming here. You can take a few basal cuttings from those, but you will need a propagator which is heated so that they will get away and do really well. You can try them in a bit of water, but they're not as good in that formation. Now, the other way that we have found that we can propagate these is actually from root cuttings, and the root cuttings are taken usually between January and March. And what you need is you need some of the finer roots, and you do not need to put those roots orientated in any specific way onto your compost. You don't have to put them into plugs, which used to be the way that everybody did root cuttings. We have found that majority of root cuttings you do not have to do that with. So basically what I would suggest to you is you can take some quite fine ones, just lay them out, cut them into somewhere around about 5 centimetres, is that right? Yes. So if I was to use a guide on my parsnips here, so the length of the blade like that, you would cut the cuttings, you would lay them onto your seed compost or your cutting compost. You would cover them with a fine layer of either grit or cork, so that they're there, and then keep them moist but not over watered. You will find the top growth comes through first. Do not be tempted to give them a little tug, because basically what happens is they put up the top growth first, they do not put the roots down. So once you see the top growth, you then wait, and you probably have to wait for 3 to 4 weeks, and then they will have started to root down lower down. So there are 2 ways of doing this. All of them are in the spring, unless you are very, very successful and get a bit of viable seed in the seed heads. But the seed requires a bit of naturalising. It needs to be collected fresh. Quite often it is better if you don't touch the seed, and you take the seed head like so, and you put it down and you weight it down. You can either weight it down with a bit of grit around it or something like that, and put that onto your seed sowing compost, and then the seed will naturally fall onto that. Keep it moist at the thing. You won't have to cover it initially. Then once you see seedlings germinating, you might just need to give them a little bit of covering. They will need a little bit of stratification, so they will need a bit of cold, and especially once you've got them in here, then they need to be in cold. So put your seed tray into your cold frame so that they get the natural temperatures of the daytime and the night time, and that way they will germinate far better. So that is your Mathiasella bupleuroides green dreams. So that one can be quite tricky to do. Another one that people find difficult to do are the Eryngiums, and they are a plant which is not as easy to divide as you would think, because this one is Eryngium variifolium, which has got beautiful foliage here, lovely mat of evergreen foliage on here, and then you get the beautiful spiky silver and grey with a little hint of blue on these ones when they come through, and they want to be in a sunny place. But Eryngiums have a taproot, so therefore it's not often very easy to find pieces that come off with other root, because they're all going back to a main taproot. So these are done from seed. Again, they can be a little bit tricky to germinate from seed, so just be aware of that. There's quite a lot of stratification needed. They need a good amount of cold, so you may need to get the seed, put it into some damp compost in a bag or a container, put it in the fridge, and it'll need that for 3 to 4 weeks. Bring it out, give it a little bit of heat, and then they may germinate, and then it may take a bit of time for them to germinate. So be aware that that's something there. But again, these are something that you can do from root cuttings, and you don't have to get the really thick roots. You can go to slightly thinner. Don't go to the roots which are really hair-like. So anything from about a pencil thickness down to, say, a reasonable sort of wool thickness, so a reasonable gauge of wool, not really fine, but a reasonable gauge of wool. Those sort of thicknesses, again, cut them into these 5 centimetre lengths and put them onto your cover over with either grit or bark. Keep it moist. It's better when you're keeping them moist that you water from below, and they'll need a little bit of basal heat, so they will need to go somewhere where they're on a hotbed or in a warm propagator, and that then they will take away. So those root cuttings can be taken anywhere November through to probably February. That's the sort of timing for those, and then they will be successful. So these are all quite different techniques that you need to be doing with these specific plants. Lathyrus vernus. Now this is the straight species Lathyrus vernus, and you can do it because it is a pea. You can do it from seed, but you will get a huge amount of seedling variation. So how do you do them if not? Now they are something that as they grow like this, they look as though you should be able to split them, but what you don't realise is that they're a little bit egg timer shaped. So the top growth comes out like this and goes into a narrow neck, then they go out to their roots and it comes out like that, which means that if you try and take a cutting, a split off the side here, you end up with just top, and you end up with bits of root by themselves. Those won't grow. However, you can take at this time of the year really lovely cuttings, and you can take them when they're like this. So you could take a few lovely almost tip cuttings off these, and then they go. Now they're not always successful, be aware they aren't, but that is your best way of doing these. If you do it from seed, you're going to get all sorts of different things. Some will be really spindly and weedy, some will be great. So that's just the thing. If you want to stick with this, say you've got a different colour form, the best way is not division, it is taking them really early on when you see them growing like this and giving them, taking them off as cuttings. So that will usually be happening end of February, beginning of March. If you enjoy learning about gardening from me, then why not take a look at my Propagation Workshop? This is an online course, and this is all about herbaceous perennials. So you are going to learn all of the skills that are required to propagate more plants from your garden for free. For more information, please click the link in comments below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen right now. Why are plants difficult to propagate? Most of the time it could be that the plants themselves don't like disturbance. So if you're lifting something out of the ground, it doesn't really like it, and therefore it won't do properly if you take cuttings or try and split it up. They can be difficult to propagate from splits, so hence the Eryngium and the Lathyrus, not very easy from splits because of the way that their root structure is and their tops. So that is something to think about as well. The cuttings may only work at a certain time in the year, and there's a lot of plant material that is like that. So when it's new and fresh, that is probably the best time to be able to take cuttings from them. They may not take from tip cuttings, they may only take from a root cutting, they may only take from a basal split. So it's learning when they are best to propagate. That is trial and error. It's not always out there, but it's trial and error, and it's worth trying different forms and see what works for you. The other thing is that cuttings may need extra treatment. So for instance, they may need basal heat, they may need a bit of misting over the top, so you may need specific equipment like a heated propagator, or they may be cuttings that need to go outside and actually be long term sitting in their rooting compost and be having the natural nocturnal temperatures and daytime temperatures just to stimulate them to grow, or going into a dormancy and then rooting after they come out of that dormancy. So all of those reasons can be why a plant doesn't work. Now, a lot of people like to lift and divide their plants in the autumn, and this can sometimes be the problem as well, because when you lift and divide in the autumn, which is not a problem, and normally it would be spring flowering to early summer flowering plants that you would do that with, you'll lift them, you'll divide them up and move them around. That is fine. But there are some things, such as Cirsium like this, which look as though they should split really nicely, really don't like being split in the autumn. They're far better split now when you see the growth and they are actively growing. So once they come into growth, then they want to be split. So you've got the main central crown of this plant here, but there are some lovely little side shoot pieces here that you would be able to take off as well. And again, in there, if you take all that bit there, there are some side shoot pieces here, and what you should be able to do is you should be able to go right down really firmly, cutting through, and then these will come with their own root and you can pot them on and then they will grow away quite nicely. Now, things like this which have come with a little bit of root need a bit of protection. It doesn't need to be massive. It can be a cold greenhouse, it can be a cold frame, but that is something to do. So look at your Cirsium. This is Cirsium rivulari atropurpureum, and if there's a nice piece that's further away from the main crown like that, that is a really good piece that you would be able to take. And then again, as I say, if you just bring back, carefully look and see how it's growing, there's another piece here which is really nice and healthy, and you could get down in there and cut it off. Now, you can do that with a spade, you can do it with a really good sharp knife, a bread knife, a hori-hori, whichever you tend to use would work well, as long as you slice down really firmly straight down through there. It won't damage the main plants that's there, but it'll give you a couple of pieces that you can then grow on. So these need to be done specifically now as they're actively growing, not in the autumn time. And another one that prefers to be done at that time, also what I would say with the Cirsium, yes, it is a thistle and it looks as though it's got loads and loads of seed on there, but it's actually sterile. So it's giving you all this thistle head and fluff, but there's no seed attached. So that's why you have to do it as splits and do it when it's actively growing. Then this wonderful thing, which is Chaerophyllum hirsutum roseum, is a beautiful pink umbelliferae, and it grows up and spreads, and it's a really, really lovely plant. It's a super thing. I love it. Now, this will come up and it will set seed. However, the seed that you get from Chaerophyllum hirsutum roseum will probably be somewhere around 50% pink and 50% back to straight hirsutum roseum, which is white flowered. Nothing wrong with that, but if you want the pink one, then that's not the best way of doing it. Also, because it is an umbelliferae, it needs a lot of stratification with its seed. So very, very similar to the Mathiasella, you'd need a seed head, put it down on a tray, put a little bit of grit on the top of there to hold it down, or a little bit of wire holding it down, and then put it in the cold frame and leave it there. Make sure it's watered, let it be in a sort of shady spot in a cold frame, and wait and let it get the winter temperatures, and you'll get germination in the spring. It doesn't germinate straight away. So it's one that you have to wait a long time for. And then once you've got your plants, you need to wait until they flower and see what colour flower you've got on them. If you can't wait that long, then you can divide them, and you will find you get a really lovely central piece on it, and then you'll get, again, a bit like the Cirsium, you'll get bits to the side, which you can then again take a sharp knife. A bread knife is really good because it's got a serrated edge, and you can cut down into that, absolutely no problem at all. But again, it has to be done when the plant is starting to come up and it is actively growing. We've tried doing them in the autumn and we get so much failure that we leave it until the spring, and then that is the best time to actually be doing them. You can do it after flowering as well if you want to, but then you've got a lot of high growth and then they need a lot of water, so it's much better to do them when they are actively growing. Chaerophyllum, hirsutum, roseum. Lovely thing, great for shade. And then this one here is an Indigofera. Now this just looks like a load of sticks. Indigofera kirilowii, but it is starting to shoot off these sticks. So this is a shrub, and it will send off shoots as well off this old wood here, probably quite a way up. Yeah, it's shooting up here as well. And this is one of those plants, when it starts to send off the lovely young shoots, looks as though you should be able to do tip cuttings from it, but it doesn't work very well from tip cuttings. But the beauty of this thing is that it goes as a herbaceous plant as well, and it puts on little runners. So you can see that this piece here is not attached to that, it's growing on its way. So when it's starting to grow, you will find lovely new shoots at the base, and you can take those runners, and that's the best way of propagating this plant. So it'll be putting on a nice little bit of growth. You can dig down where the runner is, you can give it a little bit of snip, it will come with some roots as well into a container, pot it on, and it works really well. So that is done in the spring. So it just shows you that there are different material that need different types of work on how to do them. They don't necessarily run the rule of the normal way that you would lift and split or you take a tip cutting. So as long as you can understand those plants and realize what you're doing, so if you can take notes of when you take a cutting and it works really well for you, brilliant. If it doesn't work for you, try another season, try another form. So rather than tip, take basal. Rather than seed, take basal. Rather than trying to divide, take tip cuttings. Rather than trying to divide, take a bit of seed or do root cuttings. Rather than trying to divide in the autumn, divide in the spring. Again, divide in the spring, maybe a bit of seed, but check and wait to see that it's the correct colour. And rather than tip cuttings, try doing the runners. So all sorts of different ways of succeeding with the propagation of these plants. If you want to watch another video of mine, YouTube thinks this one is perfect for you.